Today I want to talk about how I am using math in order to figure out if we can get Oki on certain characters post knockdown or if we need to come up with another way of approach. Now, I've tried just watching videos to see what each sort of matchup requires, but there's no consistency. Certain Yuns do certain things, so there are many options that are available. An example would be some Yuns prefer to do a dash punch to get next to their opponent when they do their high-low throw, whereas others would do a super jump forward heavy kick dive kick. And this is very matchup specific. Every character in the game has a different quick rise timing, as well as a different no quick rise timing for the most part. But the most important part is the difference between these numbers. And the reason for that is because every character in the game gets up or falls in a different manner. So although they all have a very particular time that they stay on the ground, how long it takes them to get to the ground is also just as important. So as we see here, off of a forward throw, Urien, who is not notoriously known for having a super quick get up, does have one of the fastest times to get up off the ground after being thrown by Yun from a forward throw, with 114 frames, 12 being 117. These are probably the fastest that actually exist. And then you have light punch, medium punch, heavy punch, dash punch, and all that stuff. But what matters is the difference when they quick rise. Because all of these numbers here are able to be or to able to have any sort of Oki situation you want happen. But quick rise is the more common situation that occurs. Now, in this situation, we also see that Urien has an incredibly fast get up off of a throw with 94 frames. But as a comparison to Yun and Yang, who are considered to have the fastest get up in the game, it's actually faster than them off of both the throw types. However, off of the dash punch types, he has about 20 frames above the twins. So nothing in as far as being knocked down and how long it takes them to get up is consistent. So you also have to figure out how you can approach your opponent and how many frames this takes. A normal dive kicks take 26 or 28 frames from activation. This means depending on when in your jump you do your dive kick changes how long it takes you to get to the ground. Obviously. So if you do things on the first possible frame, neutral jump and jump forward dive kicks can be done on frame 13. Neutral super jump on frame 15, and super jump forward on frame 17. When they land, however, these 26 and 28 frames can be reduced by doing things when you land. Either immediately moving, left or right, down, by crouching, jumping again immediately, or pressing a button immediately. This is gone over another video. So if we follow up our opponent with a medium punch dash punch, this takes 37 frames. A dash forward, 40 frames. Heavy punch dash punch, also 40 frames. So all of these are actually faster than the jump forward or super jump forward variations of the dive kick stuff. But it can be a little bit more difficult off of dash punches to get the frame 1 normal. Whereas canceling the dive kick into the normal is much easier. So we also have to take a look at normal's active frames, with light punch starting on frame 4, medium punch starting on frame 5, heavy punch on 7, medium kick on 8, crouching light kick on 5, and then crouching medium kick on 7. Every single type of knockdown that you have, if you try to move afterward, starts on different frames. So light punch, dash punch, you can crouch or press a button or whatever after frame 40. Medium punch for 43. Heavy punch for 45. Etc., etc. With forward and back throw both being 71. So in order to figure out if we can actually get a meaty situation, we have to do some math. So if we do a forward throw against Makoto and then attempt to do a super jump forward heavy kick dive kick into a close standing medium punch for a meaty, we have to do some math. The 71 from when you can start your moving after the throw, as well as the 48 for the super jump forward heavy kick dive kick, as well as the timing it takes for your meaty to become active. This is 119 frames. But with a Makoto Quick Rise, it's 107 off of a forward throw, as we can see here. So this means that this will not work. However, the same situation off of a medium punch dash punch will work, because it takes 40 frames before you can start moving, or 43 frames, I should say. So it's off of light punch dash punch. I apologize. So light punch dash punch is 40 frames, 48 frames for the super jump forward heavy kick dive kick into a meaty, and then it does meaty. However, you can also do the medium punch dash punch as well if you immediately cancel your dive kick when you land with your meaty instead. As long as the active frames overlap when the opponent is getting up. So although 88 is less than 89, most of the moves that you're going to be using are active for more than one frame. So this is basically the gist of how I'm going about figuring out what options are best, as well as figuring out if you should be doing dive kicks that hit your opponent, or if you should be doing other things like building meter, or doing a dive kick that gets closer by doing a jump forward light kick dive kick or something, so that you can continue pressure while still gaining a little bit of meter.